Thank you for all of that. It's interesting to be at a place to read poetry where my most political poems won't run people out of the room. So just, you can't really understand how much I appreciate that. So here goes, 5 quick political poems. First one is called Mrs. Butterworth, Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima, pulled from the headlines. Mrs. Butterworth, Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima walk into a bar in America. Butterworth says, "I'm being repackaged." Ben says, "I'm being rebranded." Jemima says, "I remember when they branded my mama on her back." The bartender says, "I could stand in the middle of Main Street and kill somebody, and I wouldn't lose any voters." Butterworth says, "Then I'll take 8 bullets in my sleep." Ben says, "Choke me to death with your knee." Jemima says, "Lock me in a holding cell and say I decided to hang myself." The bartender poured the drinks, said he felt threatened and was simply standing his ground when he thought the thug was reaching for a gun. The headline said, "Well-loved American foods resisted arrest, failed to comply, and were delicious while black." Butterworth's daughter said, "Here's to progress. We might finally get an anti-lynching bill." Ben's son said, "I'd rather they abolish qualified immunity." Jemima's kid said, "You know, they abolished slavery once. Then they hung my mama on that box." All right. This next poem is as close as I could get to the George Floyd situation without replaying the whole event. This is a persona poem in the voice of the knee called "Complicit at Most." I am no more guilty than the officer's eyes choosing to look the other way. Technically, I'm not even touching his neck. All I could feel was the hot cotton insides of Officer Chauvin's slacks against my skin. Almost 9 minutes is a long time to kneel on the neck, especially if you're unaccustomed to praying or begging. But after pressing all of me down, he put this all on me, as if he was planning to propose, but got cold feet and was too embarrassed to get up and just walk away from this altercation, marrying us both to this moment till death do us part. All right, hang in there. This third poem was written after hearing how bad the COVID situation was in meat packing plants and the choices to keep them open instead of providing immediate safety for the workers. It's called "Ode to Meat Packers," with epigraph that says, "The U.S. has been hardest hit with outbreaks of COVID-19 at more than 180 meat and processed foods plants." That's an article from The Guardian. "Oh, you of tired feet, sore hands, weary second shift eyes, and darker minimum wage skin. The executive order signed by the president to keep your plants open, to keep meat in grocery stores and on America's tables, despite the need for more spacing on your lines, personal protection equipment, more sanitizing stations, and barriers to separate workers, at least implies you are now essential. Forget the ICE raids, families at the border, and children still in cages. Ignore the prioritization of beef over ventilators, pork over vaccines, and poultry over tests. Now that it is considered patriotic for somebody to die for the economy, take heart. In case you missed out on a signed stimulus check, his autograph is on the order. And it makes it clear that he takes responsibility this time and almost acknowledges your sacrifice and your place in the supply chain to satisfy America's appetite." Yeah, I know, these aren't love poems. All right, I'll close with these two. This next poem is called "DJ Battle." And the epigraph says, "When the looting starts, the shooting starts. President DJ Trump." The oppressor's private property is always more important to the privileged. Their power is what police protect. Backed by a National Guard fronting a commander-in-chief known to incite and encourage violence against POC by the FOP and other good people versus thugs. If you don't understand this behavior or these people, you don't understand emotional or psychological trauma. You don't understand generational grief, and you really don't understand injustice or American history. No justice, no peace, no justice, no peace, no just ICE raids, no guilty cops, just us, dead, dying, and chalk marked over and over again like some whack DJ, rewinding the bridge or dead refrain, scratching at our eyes with already viral, breathless black body porn, professionally made by the hands, feet, and now knees of thug police again. Instead of turning the tables, we drag out turntables and spin and spin and spin, searching old wax, seeking to sample something human, anything truly good to mix with this black in our lives until we matter. And I'll close with this poem called "To the Man Spewing Spit and Vitriol in the Trooper's Face at the Capitol." And this is for Michigan. Expressing so much passion towards a woman who is not even there, a kiss away from a man who pretends that you aren't there either, has to be a whole chapter in the S&M Guide in the Universe to a Sex Manual for Broken Men. Maybe the ever-present Confederate flags are constant reminders of a time when a noose and the rope that birthed it was not intended for the woman you pay to bind you at night, or for bad hombres and the N-words you fear she dreams about. Maybe you handcuff her because the police academy rejected you too. And when you role play, she is Emmett Till or Trayvon or another 14-year-old boy. But that will make you a pedophile, and you aren't sick, just angry at a woman who you believe locked you up too tight, stripped you of your liberties, made you feel like 3/5 of a man, except for the massive gun you are carrying, which is not about overcompensation per se, but about expressing the freedoms you claimed you no longer have, because a woman in the State House gave you no choice, took something precious and sacred from you without your consent, or before you could even agree on a safe word. Thank you, ACLU.